In this video, we are going to be learning how to cut and sew this beautiful handkerchief dress with kimono sleeve. If that sounds interesting to you, then stick around. Welcome to my channel. My name is Esther Akprara. I share detailed cutting and sewing tutorial every week. And if at the end of this video you find it very helpful, please consider to subscribe to my channel if you haven't. Click on the like button and share this video. Now let's get into class. These are the materials we are going to be using: my crepe fabric, and this hairstay. We are going to be putting it around the zipper area so that there will be no zipper bulge at the back, so that our zipper will lay very flat and beautiful. Now I will fold my fabric into two. I've already cut a portion of the fabric I'm going to be using for the front. So this is the front, and I've drawn my starting point line at the top there, and I've placed my fabric on fold. Please guys, if along the line you are not seeing my chalk line, please just manage it. Just follow my hand, follow what I'm saying with my mouth, and follow what my hand is doing. You will get it, because I don't want to draw too much chalk on this fabric, because I don't want it to be showing at the right side when I wear it. Okay, so the first thing I'll mark is my shoulder measurement divided by 2. My shoulder is 14 divided by 2 is 7.5. That's what I marked there. Then I mark my sleeve length. I used 12 here, but later I reduced it to 9 because I didn't want the sleeve to be long. Then I added 1 inch sewing allowance right there. Now the next thing I'm going to do is to mark my shoulder slope. So my shoulder slope is 1.5, so I will come at the end of that sleeve. At this point I will mark 1.5. That's how I'm going to slope my shoulder. So now I will come to the neckline. I will mark 3 by 3 for the front neckline, 3 width and 3 depth. Don't worry, we are still going to increase it. So I'll mark 3 by 3. I will connect the lines. After connecting the lines, I will now connect that neckline to my shoulder slope. So let's connect the shoulder slope right there. Please, if you are not seeing the chalk line, just follow what I'm saying. Are you getting it? So after doing that, the next thing I want to do is to come down for my hand opening, my arm opening. So I'm going to use 9 inches. I'll mark 9 inches. Then I'll add 1 inch sewing allowance. You know we are going to sew it now. So I'll add 1 inch sewing allowance right there. I use 9 inches as my arm opening. Then I marked 1 inch allowance. So at that 1 inch allowance, I'll mark it straight down, because that's where we are going to put our bust measurement. Good. So now the next thing I want to do is to mark my bust measurement. My bust is 36. 36 divided by 4 is 9. I'll put 9 inches there. Then I'll add 1 inch for ease, 1 inch for sewing allowance. Do you understand? Good. So now I'm going to connect from the shoulder slope down to that my arm opening. I'll just connect it like this. Then I'll do a little thing. It's optional here. You can go in from that part there. You can go in by 1.5. That is just to give that arm a little shape. You can ignore it. It won't affect anything, but I like to do it. So I went in by 1.5 at that lower part, so that place will be slant. It will not be a straight line. So that's what I did. I've slanted the arm area. Now the next thing I'm going to do is to mark my waist measurement. So my waist is 32. 32 divided by 2 is 8 inches. I'll add 1 inch sewing allowance. I won't add ease because I don't want it to be free at my waistline. But if you want it to be free, you can add 1 inch ease at the waistline. But I didn't add any 1 inch ease. So now I'm connecting from the bust to the waist. You see it? Bust to the waist. Good. So now what I'm going to do is to make a little curve. You see it? A little curve around that arm, so that there will not be a sharp line there. Do you see what I'm doing? Just go ahead and make a little curve around that armhole area. Then we are practically done with the front. All we need to do is to cut. Okay, now we are going to add ½ inch on the shoulder slope, so that we can use it for joining. So that's what I'm doing right now. I am adding ½ inch on the shoulder slope so that we can use it to join to the back. Do you understand? So that we'll not have any shortage. And the front, my front half length is 16.5, and I added ½ inch allowance at the bottom. So now I'm adding the ½ inch for the top. Do you understand? Good. So after adding my ½ inch at the top here, I am going to cut it out. So let's cut out. Do you see what I'm cutting out? Good. 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 So I'm going to notch the center front. You see it? Then I will bring another fabric now so that we can cut the back. So I'll put another fabric on fold so that we can cut the back. I'll just place this front on the back. The only thing I'm going to do at the back is to add zipper allowance because it's going to have zipper. So now I'm marking my zipper allowance, which is 1 inch. That's what I just marked now. Then I will just bring my front, place it on it. Then I'll cut exactly what is on the front. Even the neckline for the back is going to be the same thing as what is on the front. So let me just arrange it neatly. You see, I placed it after the zipper allowance. That's where I placed it. And I'm going to be having 1/2 inch zipper tightening. So on the side there, I'm going to add that 1/2 inch back because I'm going to go in by the zipper allowance by half to avoid any zipper bulge. So that's the half I'm adding at the back here at this waistline. Do you understand? I'm going to remove half from the zipper allowance, so I'm adding the half back on this side. Do you get it? So now I'm going to cut out. I'm going to show you how I will add that how I'm going to remove the 1/2 inch from the zipper tightening. Let's just cut out first. Okay, so that's the neckline. Okay, now see, I'm removing the 1/2 inch. Can you see it now? I'm removing I went in by half, then replace it. So it's going to be, the zipper allowance is not going to be straight, it's going to be slant. Did you see it? That's exactly what we want to achieve because our back is not straight. So I'm pinning it at that zipper allowance area. I hope you do understand. If you don't understand, drop it in the comment section. I will explain more. So now I've opened it up. This is the back. I've used pin to hold the zipper allowance. So I'm going to put the front and the back together just like this because we want to do a little off shoulder. Though this my own did not off very well. If you want yours to be off very well, I will tell you what to do. So after placing them on each other like this, I will get the midpoint. Then you know my neckline that I use, my shoulder measurement that I use is 7.5 inches. So that 7.5, I'll divide it by 2, it will give me 3.5. Then you decide where you want it to be off. So I use my left hand side. So if you want it to be really off from this side, just add that 3.5. If you divide that your shoulder 7.5 into 2, you get 3.5. Just add the 3.5. But me, I didn't use 3.5. I used 1 or 1 1/4. That is why the off shoulder did not really show on my own dress. But if you want it to show, just add the remaining parts, the remaining half of your shoulder, the remaining quarter of your shoulder. You know the half is 7.5, the quarter is 3.5. So just add it here on one side, then cut it to the center. Do you understand what I'm saying? I hope you do. That's what I did. You can see that the neckline, this part is wider than the other part. So that's how to get off shoulder. If you want it to be really off, just go in more. Do you understand me? I didn't go in more, so my own was not offing from my shoulder. Now the next thing we want to do, we are done cutting the up parts. Later we are going to cut the handkerchief flea. So now I'll put them right side facing right side. Then I will join the shoulders. I will go to my sewing machine. And I will join the shoulder by 1/2 inch. We added 1/2 inch sewing allowance. So I will join the shoulder. Then I will use my bias tape to bias the neckline. I'm not going to use facing for this project. I'll be using bias to bias the neck. I'll also bias the sleeve. So here is it. I have already done it. I have used my bias tape to bias the neckline. You see how neat it is. Please do it very neatly. Then I also use my bias tape after joining the shoulders. That's when I use the bias tape around. Do you understand? And I also bias the sleeve, the hem of the sleeve. Can you see it? This is it. I use bias to hem it. Good. Now the next thing I'm going to do is to shape the sides. You see it? I'm going to shape the sides. I added 1 inch sewing allowance, so I'm going to use that 1 inch sewing allowance to join the side like this and join the other side too like this. So let me go ahead and join it. Then we'll cut the handkerchief flare. So guys, it's time to cut the handkerchief flare. So what we have to do, if you want to know the length of the handkerchief flare, we have to minus the half length that we have already done from the total gown length. So the half length is 16.5 and the gown length is 41. So what we'll do is 41 minus 16.5. If we do that, we are going to get 24.5. So that 24.5 is going to be the length of the flare. Do you understand? Now to get the radius of the flare, that's the round circle of the flare, where we are going to fix it to. What we'll do is my waist plus 2 inches zipper allowance. My waist is 32 plus 2 inches zipper allowance is to give us 34. So that 34, we are going to divide it by 6.28. You know, 6.28 is the standard for getting a full flare, and it's a full flare we want to cut. So I'm going to do 34 divided by 6.28 is going to give us 5.4. So that is going to be the radius we are going to use in cutting our flare. Do you understand? Now, for us to know the amount of fabric that we need to put on fold, this is what we'll do. We are going to add that 5.4 that we got plus the length of the flare we want to cut. The length of the flare we want to cut is 34.5. So I'm going to add 34.5 plus 5.4 is going to give us 29.9. We can just say 30 inches. So now I'm going to mark 30 inches. I've marked 30 inches from the top there, and I'll fold it. So into 2 like this now is 30 inches. Can you see it? It's 30 inches. It's 31. So I added 1 inch for sewing allowance. You see it? After doing it like this, I'm going to now fold it again. So it's going to be into 4. You know the way we used to fold flare now? That's how we are going to do it. I can see that the table is not showing everything, but I will adjust the camera now so that it can show everything we are doing. So let me just adjust the camera. So right now I have adjusted the camera. Okay, so now you can see the fabric is folded into 4. I'm counting it for you to see. 1 2 3 4. You see it? This is the open edge and this part is the closed edge. Do you understand? So now let's get our radius. You know, when we calculated, we got 5.4 as our radius. So at that tip there is where we are going to cut the radius. Is where we are going to mark the radius. So I'm going to mark 5.4 at that edge there. I'll mark 5.4, 5.4, 5.4. So I'll just mark it round. Then I'm not going to cut at that part. I'm going to go up by ½ inch. So, because if you cut at that line, you have excess. Because it is a flare. Anytime you cut a flare, you always have excess. So instead of cutting on that 5.4 line, after marking that 5.4 line, I will go up from that 5.4. I'll go up by ½ inch. Then that's the point I'm going to cut out. Okay, so now I'm going to mark the length. Remember, the length we need is 34.5. So I'm going to mark 34.5. Then I'll just take it from the top. Everything I have, I'm just going to mark it from the top there. I'm going to mark what I have. Do you understand? I'm going to mark everything I have there. Mark it round the way we used to mark flare now. Just mark it round. You know, altogether what I'm marking is 31 inches because we said 30 inches would be the length of the flare while we'll add 1 inch sewing allowance. So that's what I'm marking from the top. You can see it's from the top that we are marking the 31 round, just the way we used to mark flare. That's exactly what I'm doing. So I'm just going to mark it round like this to the end there, to the other corner there. I'll mark the full length that we need. So after marking round like this, after getting it round like this, the next thing I want to do is to get the midpoint of this flare. Is to get the midpoint. You can use your chalk to connect it, but I didn't use my chalk. I can see the lines I marked because I don't want to stain the fabric. So I'm going to get the midpoint like this. I'll use my long ruler to mark the midpoint from this sharp corner to the end of the other sharp corner down there. See it? From the top of the corner, from the top of this sharp corner to the lower part of this sharp corner. Can you see it? Just use your long ruler to connect the line very well. This is the part we are going to get our handkerchief flare. You see it? After marking this midpoint line like this, make sure it is a straight line, please. Make sure it is a straight line. After marking this straight line, the next thing I want to do, from that curve, you know, the curve we marked for our length of our flare, from that curve I'm going to go down. You see it? From that place there, I'm going to go down by either 8 inches or 9 inches. It depends on how long you want your handkerchief to be. So I'm going to just go down by 8 inches. I think I used 9 inches here. I used 9 inches, so I'm going to mark 9 inches. You see it? After marking that 9 inches, then I'm going to connect it to the end of both sides. Can you see what I'm doing? I'm going to connect it from that center part where we went down by 9 inches. I'm going to connect it to this side here. I hope you can see what I'm doing. Good. So I'm going to connect it to this side here. Then I will go to the other side. After connecting that part, I'll go to the other side and connect it from the edge to the center. I hope you can see it from that center that we went down by 9 inches. I'm going to connect it from this other side too, just like this. You see it? So we are going to be having a sharp edge there. You see it? I'm trying to make the sharp edge to show very well. Then we'll just cut it out following that line. Are you seeing what we are doing? Please do it like this. If you do it like this, you are going to get a perfect handkerchief flare. So I'm going to cut it out. You see? Then I'm going to cut my radius out. Good. See how beautiful it came out. Wow. See our handkerchief flare. Can you see it? This is how we have gotten our handkerchief flare. So I'm going to cut one part. The part I cut was the sharp part. I picked one sharp part and I slitted it into two. That is where our zipper allowance is going to be. So this is our upper part that we have sewn earlier. The part I told you I cut from the sleeve, this is it. I've already cut it now. I removed 3 inches. Before we used 12 when we were drafting, but I reduced the sleeve to 9. So you can see the sleeve is now short. Then I notched this area so that it will lay flat on my body when I wear it, this side. And I've opened the zipper allowance. You know, I've told you before to use bias tape to turn the neckline and the sleeve. So now we are going to fix the handkerchief flare to this part, but first I'm going to notch the center. I'll notch the center of this upper part. I'm also going to notch the center of our flare. Then I'll join them together. I'll bring the flare now. I'll put it. I told you I've slitted the handkerchief flare open. I opened it on the sharp side, on the longer part. That's the place I opened. That's why my handkerchief flare, the long part is showing at the front. You know, some people, their handkerchief flare, the longer part will show by the side, but mine is showing at the front because that's how I want it. So you see, I've joined both sides together. This is what we have. Then I will go ahead and fix my zipper. And like I told you at the beginning of the video that I'm going to put stay on the zipper allowance. That's what I have done here. So that when I fix my zipper, it will just lay flat and beautiful. So now I'm going to go to my machine and I will do a gather stitch up to where my zipper will stop. Then I will sew a tight stitch down. Then I'll go ahead to press it. Then I'll lose the gather stitch and fix my zipper. And we are done. This dress came out so beautiful. You can see it here. And when I wore it to church, I got a lot of compliments. You can see it's very simple to sew. If you enjoyed this tutorial so far, please subscribe if you haven't. Click on the like button and share this video to your loved ones. Thanks for coming by. I love you and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys.